week 1 is finally here. The Bengals and the Browns headlining the 1 o'clock slate in the Battle of Ohio. Titans Saints also there at 1 p.m. Our Amanda Guerra on the call for that one. And then at 4:25 Eastern, you can watch on CBS and Paramount Plus. We get Herbert versus Tua with the Dolphins and the Chargers. All right, let's get some picks on these matchups, shall we, with Emory Hunt back with us here on HQ. And we're going to start with the Texans and the Ravens. The Ravens are 10-point favorites. The Texans are on a streak, not a good streak. It's pretty bad. They've lost 12 straight against non-division opponents. So, Emory, is it easy to back Lamar and the Ravens in this spot?
You can't go broke taking a profit, Jackie. And the Ravens minus 10 here is easy money. Rookie quarterback, banged up offensive line, rookie head coach. Ravens on fire in openers. Ladies 10 points comfortably.
You mentioned rookie quarterback, also the 5th different quarterback to start for Houston since the start of the 2021 season. So interesting to see C.J. Stroud in action. All right, we got a good matchup in the NFC East with the Cowboys and the Giants. We were just talking about streaks, but Dak Prescott has a streak of his own, a pretty solid one against the Giants. He's on a 10-game win streak against the Giants. Do you think Dak is going to keep the streak alive?
Absolutely. The matchups don't make sense for the Giants here. Where the Cowboys are strong is where the Giants still have some vulnerable parts of their defense. And also on offense, if the Saquon Barkley offense can't operate versus Dallas and put everything on Daniel Jones, you can't throw 13 hitches to Darren Waller and think that's going to be okay. I like the Dallas Cowboys here. Ladies 3.5 points with Big Blue.
All right, I got Saquon in one of my fantasy teams, so I'm kind of hoping I see some good things from Saquon there. All right, next up, we have the 49ers and the Steelers. You know, the holdout with Nick Bosa and the Niners is over. He got paid, set to practice. The Niners are slightly favored, minus 2.5. But, Emory, you like the Steelers in this spot.
Taking the defense versus Brock Purdy, who is coming off of an injury. We saw him play a little bit in the preseason, but there's some questions along this offensive line. Pittsburgh loves to play the run on the way to the quarterback, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on Brock Purdy. This will be a low-scoring game, so I would kind of like the under 2. I like the Steelers to get the win.
Yeah, the total's sitting at 41.5 for that one. Next up, we have the Battle of Ohio with the Bengals and the Browns. You know, Joe Cool just got paid. He's also 1-4 against the Browns in his career. We know you like the Browns to get to the postseason, but in this spot, what do you like?
It's hard to move around as a quarterback when your pockets are fat, stuffed with money like that if you're Joe Burrow, and you're coming off of a calf strain. So those things kind of lead me to believe this Browns defense will turn up the pressure and see how healthy that calf is for Joe Burrow. But I like the Browns because they're solid on both sides of the line of scrimmage. They can run the football. I like the passing game versus this Bengals secondary without the Jesse Bates, who is now in Atlanta. Give me the Browns on the money line to take care of business.
All right, then we have the Cardinals and the Commanders. Washington favored by a touchdown. Josh Dobbs expected to start for Arizona after we were wondering who their starting QB is. Sam Howell is the guy for Washington. So, Emory, give us the play here.
Cardinals are one of my favorite birds to watch in my backyard. I feed them every day. There are great people out there in Arizona. A lot of good things. The color scheme for the Cardinals is fantastic, but they're about to get drummed in this ball game by the Washington Commanders. That defensive line is going to feast on Josh Dobbs. Lay these 7 points. I'm surprised it's still at 7 for this game. Lay the points with the Commanders, but also keep an eye on that offense of Washington because we saw what that offense looked like without Eric Bieniemy in Kansas City. Let's see how this Washington offense looks, and they have a great week 1 matchup for them to showcase that. So I like the Commanders here.
Emory buttering up the Cardinals fans with their mascot and their colors, only to bring them down with the pick. All right, finally, we have the Eagles and the Patriots. Expected to be one of the more physical games in week 1. We got the league's top rushing offense from last season, and then New England's run defense there. Give us the pick, Emory.
It's going to be physical for Mac Jones. It's going to be a lot of physical discussions out there on the field involving him behind that offensive line versus his Eagles defensive front. I love the Eagles in this spot. Lay the points with them. Very good football team. Got to the Super Bowl last year. Got even better in the offseason, which is rare. So I think they'll do a great job of keeping Mac Jones in that offense under 10 points. Lay these 4.5 or 4 points with the Eagles comfortably as well.
All right, that is our guy, Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook with his week 1 picks in the NFL. Thanks so much, Emory. We appreciate it. Let's get a quick recap of Emory's picks. He's going with the Ravens, the Cowboys, laying the points with the Steelers, Browns, Commanders, and likes the Eagles plus the points.